2 weeks ago?
It was 8:10. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
The first thing I put down is the team agrees to run away.
The lighthouse. We ran away from the lighthouse.
So we ran away. We heard a scream that then was cut off. We didn't care. We kept running. We got to the boat and head back to town. Got a room at the Rowdy Rockfish, where we heard about a cursed lumber mill. We're passing the crescent moon halfway towards the full moon, which we think we have 4 days left for, because someone might be affected by a
somebody
curse.
might be a werewolf.
Somebody. Let's see. The mayor talked about a curse at the lumber mill.
Mm-hmm.
There's apparently 3 owners. They're not cooperating. And then I put Mr. Bojangles, and I don't know why.
Oh yeah, the NPC token picture.
That's right.
And that's where we are.
Yeah.
So we came to this lumber camp, and we were trying to decide on a plan on how to approach these people.
Yep.
Seems to be a druid of some sort. This cowboy guy. And a mage of some kind, perhaps?
Maybe.
So, I think what we landed on was we were going to send Elderberry in as an interested druid just to see what's going on in the old lumber camp. And see, why they shut down production. Maybe Elderberry can pretend to be excited about it because he's a tree-hugging druid.
These are all true statements. What's going on?
All right, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good summary. Yeah, Abe, why don't you go ahead and take your point?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Summarizing.
Taking notes.
So yeah, you guys, kind of approach the periphery of the lumber camp. In addition to the 3 individuals, that have tokens, there's a number of what appear to be inactive, lumberjacks kind of milling around the camp. Some of them are just kind of chatting with each other. Some of them are kind of drinking. Some of them are smoking, just kind of, chilling out, not working. And nobody seems to immediately notice you as you guys approach the camp.
All right, now, Elderberry. Take things slow. Do not give away all of our plans, hopes, and dreams in the first 5 seconds of this, gentlemen. We're here to gather information and information only, not to give information. Can you handle that?
Well, I think so. What information should I not tell them so I can, make a mental note?
If you don't know what information you're not supposed to tell them, that's not a good start.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Probably.
Alright, let's go over this again. You are a druid.
Oh, yeah. I'm a druid.
You're interested in why this lumber camp has been shut down.
I am very interested in why this lumber camp shut down.
Perfect. You want to know who these people are.
I don't really care that much, but... Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna ask them who these people are.
And why they're here.
Who people are. Why? Okay, why? Okay.
Just why?
Yep.
Just why?
Oh, why they're here?
Yes.
I just put down why.
And if you can, try not to start a fight.
Why would I start a fight? Should I start a fight? Do they look like the Tuffles? Think they're gonna fight?
No.
Oh,
But you
why'd
tend
bring it
to...
up?
Never mind. Kevin, anything to add?
I would, if you feel so inclined, as in you should feel inclined, perhaps don't mention that you are with the heroes of the realm.
You know, I don't feel like it's much of an
We're
incline here, but I mean, I guess
we're
maybe kind of
Victoria.
going down. I do feel heroic, though. I mean, not without Barnaby, but it'll be fine. And then I just start wandering off.
About the.
You're not a hero. You're not a hero.
I am
Kevin, I'm
humming
going
a
to go over
tune.
here.
So are you approaching the? Oh yeah, let me unpause it.
That's all right.
So
Yeah,
you're
I'm going this
approaching
direction.
the camp. Okay. So as you start kind of like approaching the camp, the this guy he notices you,
Hey,
and
it's high noon.
he kind of like sidles on up there, having this a little bit of a like waddly side to side kind of motion to his steps, and there's a little bit of like jingling jangling of what appears to be spurs on his boots, as well as various metal rings and stuff attached to his hat, kind
This
of
guy's cool.
jingling around. And he approaches you, and he kind of like tips his fingers up to the brim of his hat, and he says, "Howdy there. Unfortunately, this camp here is closed to the public, so it's a little bit dangerous at the moment. So it may be in your best interest to just kind of mosey along."
Oh, why is it closed to the public?
Well, we're here with the Absalom Forestry Service, and we're investigating the trees that may have a little bit of a possible curse to them. It's dangerous.
Oh, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I know a thing or two about trees.
Oh, is that so? Well, we happen to have an expert in trees on hand, so I think we got this wrapped up nice and tight.
Well, excellent. I'd really like to meet them. What's their name? And I'm gonna start walking that way.
And he goes, "Oh, well, I suppose, I suppose if you insist, I could
Uh huh. Are they
make
over
some
this way?
Yep, yep. Let me walk you on over there."
Yeah, okay.
Think of swim, elderberry.
My name's Elderberry Cornelius Bernard. It's very nice to meet you, Mister
Dunridge. My name's Alvin Dunridge. Pleasure.
Alan.
Alvin.
Alden
Alvin.
Dunridge.
Alvin Dunridge, and he takes off his hat and kind of does like a little bow to you. He's got a
Take
very
off my hat.
conspicuous bald spot on the crown of his head that the hat nicely covers up.
Well,
The
Mr.
bald spot.
Dunridge, it happens to all of us. I myself have balded quite nicely.
God damn it.
I take
Does,
off my hat. It's a full head of hair.
I was gonna say, does he have a hat like in his picture?
Yeah,
Yes.
he has a little red hat, but he takes
A
it
red
off.
hat.
It's just like wily hair everywhere.
Oh, I see. Yes, well, if you'll follow me, and he kind of starts walking you through the camp. He gestures towards this guy.
It's the weirdest looking
Look at
guy.
that guy.
I mean,
What?
he's the part of the reason for the curse. We all know it. Look at him.
He says, "Well, this is my companion here. He doesn't talk. He just uses his hands to communicate. I kind of picked up a little bit here and there and kind of interpret what he says, but
Huh.
we don't really know what his real name is. We just call him Fist."
I am going to attempt to speak to him in Druidic,
Okay.
And I'm going to go, my name is Elderberry Cornelius Bernard.
So you kind of speak towards this. He looks like he's actually a very old orc. With the white hair, wrinkly skin, and everything. and he's currently perched kind of like cross-legged on a tree stump, and his eyes are closed as you speak, or approach him and speak to him. And then, as you say that in Druidic, he opens his eyes and he looks at you, and then he makes some hand gestures, like in a type of sign language.
Can I try to interpret what he's saying to me?
Sure. Why don't you roll me? Why don't you roll a society check? I think might be good for that.
I'm real good at society. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Does a 2 work?
That is a natural one. Yep. Yeah, you have absolutely no idea what he was saying. Alvin kind of like butts in and he says, "Oh, yeah, Fist. He doesn't really know what you were saying, so he was asking you to repeat yourself.
Oh. Okay.
I'm
He
gonna
may
say it
not.
in just common and just say,
I'm elderberry. Elderberry.
He does something like really terse, motion with his hands, and Alvin says, "Yep, he acknowledges you."
Huh. So you say the trees are cursed. That's unfortunate. That kind of makes me sad a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Take no offense, but kind of glad it's all shut down and all, because trees are life. But that's
Oh
neither
yeah,
here nor
it's
there.
it's mighty dangerous around here. We once we got word of it, we got a little tip came back to us back in Absalom, with the forestry service and all that, and we rushed out right here straight away. And Unfortunately, our expert found some immediate signs, a little subtle probably, but we had to shut this whole thing down for the safety of the workers. They're of course the top priority.
while he's been talking, I kind of move over to these trees and I just start investigating them.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you roll a nature check?
Nature check. Oh yeah.
Yeah, these particular trees look to be fairly healthy. Freshly cut down, at least in the last say week or so. Looks like the lumberjacks are probably prepping them for, further cutting before they get sent down the river to Otari.
Well, I hate to point out, but hopefully these aren't the ones that you thought were cursed, because these look just fine. Pretty sturdy, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, it's right over this way. If you'll follow me.
Oh yeah, I would love to.
And he kind of does his like side to side, moseying through the camp. Um,
Can I
and
can I just what's the can I whatever this guy's name is Fist, can I
Fist.
can I I don't know what the word I'm looking at before, but can I see if he really didn't understand what I was saying? Or if he was like faking it.
Let's see. That will probably be. I guess that'll be your perception, and that'll be kind of like against his will DC to see if you think he's lying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Um, yeah, you feel pretty confident. You got it. His eyes open and he looked at you while you were talking to him in Druidic, and you definitely got the sense that he didn't comprehend what you were saying.
Okay, cool.
And so I'm kind of curious about these cursed trees and all. It's real sad. Curses are, it's an interesting thing. You could get a curse by irritating a certain god or a person or even stepping on a mouse. You never know.
Oh yeah, I agree. Curses are real nasty things. You definitely would not want to be afflicted by a curse.
I got a friend that's afflicted by a curse.
That's unfortunate.
Yep.
Uh, what curse is that, by the way?
Oh, just one of those many curses. When certain animals don't like you very much, they give a little snap.
Oh, of course, sure. Anyway, this is my companion, Shasha. She's the expert here on the trees. and you see this woman. She actually has kind of the skin of a lot of her body is kind of like scaly almost, rather than like the smooth flesh of say like human or elf or dwarf or orc. Almost has like a kind of like reptilian, partially reptilian appearance to it.
Well, good afternoon, Shasha. I'm Elderberry Cornelius Bernard. I heard there's quite a curse over here, and I just had to come out and see what's going on. That's pretty off about them trees.
Oh yes, the curse. That's right. Well, I suppose you'll probably want to take a look and see for yourself, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, I'd love to. I don't want to say I'm an expert, but when it comes to trees, I'm kind of an expert.
Well, why don't you step over right this way?
Oh man, I'm gonna die.
All right. I mean, well, of course.
It'll
You
be
know,
fine.
Uh, I am also. I'd like to keep an eye out for any kind of animals around.
Okay, sure. At this, Alvin says, "Well, I'll let you two get to it. Your investigations."
Well, Alvin, it was a pleasure meeting you. I have to say, you run a very nice investigation.
Oh well, thanks. I try. It's just me and my posse here, but we do our best on behalf of the Forestry Service.
Well, that's mighty kind of you.
And he kind of tips his cap to you, and then he starts walking back towards the camp.
So how long should we give him before we assume he's dead?
We never discussed when he needs to meet back with us, so 15 minutes? I'd say 15.
Sounds fair.
Either
Perhaps.
15 minutes or we give him a full week.
Well, if we give him a full week, he'll have joined their band by then.
You're right, we should cut it short before he gets any ideas.
I agree. We'll hang along around a little bit longer, and then if we don't hear from him, what time of day is it, Chris?
So I think you guys headed out in the morning. It wasn't too far, so I'll
Okay.
say like maybe like mid to late morning.
We may need
Not
to
quite,
come up with a
not quite
backup
noon.
plan, just in case. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, though, and give him a few more minutes.
Do you still have that hat of disguise?
I do. I was just looking at it, trying to think of who or how we should disguise ourselves.
Is there any workers close by, or is it just the three bosses?
Yeah, there's a number. So like there's a table and some chairs set up here. There's a number of workers are kind of like sitting there, eating like some light food and having looks like some tankards of ale have been cracked open. There's a number of people kind of going in and out of some of the tents that are set up, and various people just kind of like milling around and chatting with each other, just trying to pass the time.
Any off on their own and close by?
Yeah, actually, there's. I'll say there's. Let me grab like an NPC token here. Uh, is this even just like a town guard token? Yeah, here we go. There's a town guard token, but this guy, he's off here. He's actually relieving himself in the bushes at the moment.
Kevin taps elbows Chasm and goes, what about that guy? We could take him, switch his clothes, no disguise.
You mean to assault the man while he's going number one?
Would you prefer we wait till he goes number 2?
Fair point.
Well,
All
he's
right.
out here now.
That's true.
I mean, or we could just hopefully wait until somebody comes around. But this guy is here and he's available. And You know,
I
we just
have
need to
an-
detain him
I have an idea.
and steal his clothing. And
He's
half of
got
it's already off, so
he's got
we're
what looks like a
we're on
lit
it.
cigarette or something of some kind in the corner of his mouth, and he kind of takes out and hawks up a big loogie and spits while he's doing
How
his
tall?
business.
How big is this guy? Is he like formidable?
Is he like a size large?
I mean, he's a lumberjack, so he's pretty well muscled,
All
to
right.
cut those trees.
So, what's our plan to knock this guy out? Do you have anything sturdy enough? I think I see where you're
Let's
going with
see.
this. I have a
And
hat of disguise, and I
Kevin
can
starts
disguise myself.
rifling through his inventory.
But we
I've
need a
got this.
disguise for you.
He pulls out his warhammer.
All right.
Or
Here's
I've
what I'll
got
do.
this, and he pulls out his morning star.
I like the first one.
Okay, and he sheaths
All right.
his morning star.
So here's the plan. I'm going to try to distract him, disguised as somebody else, just in case this goes south. While I'm distracting him, you come up behind and knock him over the head. We knock him unconscious, take his clothes. I disguise myself as a worker. You are dressed as a worker. We go in and do a little investigating of our own.
We go in and do a little work.
Keep in mind, there's nobody else here to
You
talk
want
us
me
into
to
this.
be dressed? You want me to be dressed as a worker?
Well, as that guy, the guy that's taking a pee, as long as he didn't pee all over his pets. We should probably wait until he stops peeing before you knock him out, in case
Right,
he gets,
right.
How
Yeah,
long
he's
is this guy
not-
peeing for?
He's kind of finishing up right now.
All right,
Okay,
get
let's do it.
me.
That sounds great.
All right, I'm gonna disguise myself as some kind of random human that I may have seen in Atari.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use my hat.
All
I've
right.
never used before. But this is what it does.
Okay. You can use the
You do see that says once per day, right?
Oh, is it once per day? Oh shit!
Yeah, once per day.
All right, still no. Too late. We already committed.
Kevin's gone.
All right. Why did the music get so loud? I am going to disguise myself as just a random person who has an afro, but like a ginger afro, like a red-haired afro with a pick in it, and that's what my hat is disguised as. And I'm gonna walk over.
Wow, yeah, this track is like
It's really loud.
You just did like the exploration music playlist that they have set up.
No, I lied. I'm gonna I'll pick a random person from Atari, but they're gonna be dressed like a lumberjack.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come around the corner and go, oh, spot's already taken.
I'm just finishing up. If you wanna, help yourself.
You have good taste in places to take a leak.
Yep.
Gonna try to sneak right behind him.
Say, haven't seen you here around the old lumberjack camp.
I was just thinking the same thing. You don't look familiar to me.
Yeah, I'm usually up on the north side of the camp. Less of a chopper, more of a hauler. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get you. One of them gophers, huh?
Yeah.
Sucks that they got you at the low end of the pay scale.
Well, we're not getting paid at all right now, are we?
Oh yeah, damn true about that. That's a shame. That's a real shame.
Everybody has a grievance. Say, do all you choppers get a helmet like that?
Kevin, you can really speak up on this guy. He's pretty well distracted. If you want to try to make an attack on him.
Heck yeah.
Oh shit! Was that you? Non-lethal damage. Make sure you specify.
Should I roll damage?
Yeah, go ahead, roll damage.
Uh,
All right.
See, it's fine. It's fine.
all right. Did it do the crit damage?
I didn't click critical. I just clicked regular.
Okay.
'Cause I
Well,
forget
you
to
should
click crit.
you crit.
Should I
Yeah, go
roll
ahead.
for?
Go ahead and
Yeah.
click the critical. Get yourself.
How's he
All right.
doing?
Oh Jesus! Some splattered in blood.
Were you trying to like be non-lethal, just knock him out, or were you just going full bore for a swing?
I mean, Kevin definitely was putting a little more emphasis because he saw the helmet and he wanted to make sure this guy was thoroughly passed out. Maybe doesn't know his own strength. Maybe sometimes forgets. Maybe this is the first time he's used that +1 Warhammer ever, and it's got some kick.
I love it. I love it.
All right, so all
I
right.
did, I think he'll wake up.
So Kevin, you have this big warhammer with a big blocky end on it, and you're like kind of winding it up like baseball batter, and then just give this guy a big wallop and smack him in the back of the head. And you hear what sounds like a crunching sound.
Oh God.
You're not sure if that's his helmet or if that's his skull, but he collapses to the ground immediately.
Mm.
My God, Kevin!
Whoops.
I said knock him out.
Well, I did succeed in that.
Oh, all right.
I'm sure he's fine, and I want to start pulling off the helmet.
Oh no.
I'm sure. Let's just check for head trauma.
Yeah, roll a medicine check.
Oh God, don't do it.
I'm good. I got a +4. I'm in medicine. I'm so minimally.
No.
All right. Okay. All right, Kevin. Tell me, do you want evens or odds?
Oh no.
Odds.
Odds. Okay. Let's go for a D100.
Oh man.
You bet, baby.
Okay. So yeah, you come up to this guy and remove his helmet, and there is a big you're able to kind of pull off the helmet, even though it's a little dented, and there's a corresponding dent in the side of his head, and there appears to be some kind of blood that's trickling out of his nostril.
Is he still breathing?
So
Don't heal him. Just put him out of his misery.
You got a 9. Okay, I'll say you put your ear up to his nose, and there's kind of like raggedy breaths coming out.
Oh my God! What have we done?
Ooh. Okay, my bad.
Quickly,
Okay,
take off his clothes before he bleeds all over them.
Well, I think we could
Quiet, Kevin. Be quiet. Nobody has to know about this. Now, look at me. Look at me.
What?
Just stay calm.
I'm calm.
Be cool.
Chasm, you seem to be panicking. Cool.
No, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Just trying to tell. I'm an Arctic elf.
Yes.
We're born in the cool. Do you see this? Do you see these luscious blonde white hair? This is cool.
Fine. I'm gonna slowly pull out my knives. It's fine.
Wait.
Listen. Listen.
Kevin reaches into his pocket and he slowly pulls out a wand of healing.
Kevin, look at his skull. The man has been brained. You have effectively disabled him for life. He will not be able to get any further work as a lumberjack. It will surely crush his soul. This is the humane thing to do.
I'm not a human. I don't understand humanity.
That's fine. Let me take care of it. Listen,
This
this
doesn't feel quite
not
right.
go the way I expected it to go, but nobody else has to know. Camden
Are we?
and Kestra are over there somewhere. They didn't see anything. I won't tell Elderberry if you don't tell Elderberry.
Well, if we
I feel
tell
like-
Elderberry, there's a chance that he could save him.
I feel like Dustus would be like, he's
They're
dead.
stabilized.
Especially
We're
if
supposed
it's non-Dustus Dustus.
Yeah, like the weird Dustus. You killed him. Put him out of his misery.
I'm imagining like that scene in like Saving Private Ryan with the knife, where it's just like,
Don't think less of me, Kevin. I'm gonna put the knife into the guy.
Okay.
Oh no!
All right, yeah,
Actually, I'm gonna do that after I take his shirt off.
okay,
You've been unbuttoning it this whole time.
yeah, right.
Knife in my hand, knife beside me.
You have like the knife in your teeth as you're like,
Oh.
All right, so you remove the lumberjack's clothes, and where are you stabbing him? Are you stabbing him in his heart? Or are you like slicing his neck? Okay, so you
Yep.
give him a nice clean slice.
Yep.
And there's a couple like raspy, breaths, and then it stops as he
Oh.
bleeds out and dies.
It's been a while since I've done that. I mean,
All right,
Hasn't.
so we'll leave you guys there to contemplate your actions and go back to Elderberry.
oh shit.
With this. We gotta figure out where to
Wow.
put this body.
Yeah. Okay. So Elderberry, you're with Shasha, and she's currently like leaning over and kind of inspecting some of these trees that are downed over here. And she says, "Oh yes, you want to see the curse, don't you?"
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I can help out. I've seen a curse or two in my life. Going through the bleaching myself, kind of a curse, no big deal. So Sha, is it?
Shasha.
Wow, that's nice. That rings better than elderberry. Is it Sha? Just
Yes,
Sha.
my name is Shasha.
Is that a family name? Has that been in the family for a while?
Is there a
No.
senior?
It is my name. Our people tend to just choose one name.
Well, it sounds like you chose two and you kind of repeated it. Well, it's one you repeated. You could just be Sha. It's fine. So this curse you were saying?
Oh yes. Observe this. And she gestures towards a cut log that almost looks like it has like exploded. There's a number of like splinters, kind of like going outward from a central spot. And like the center is kind of like erupted a little, and within you see a number of like kind of like beetles and centipedes and other insects kind of like crawling around, and some of them are escaping from this like basically kind of hole in the middle of the tree.
Oh, there's a hole in the middle of the tree.
You see this? It's very unnatural for all of these creatures to be so concentrated in one location. It's an early manifestation of the curse.
In my time, sometimes when a tree is dying from one thing or another, even a simple blight, insects kind of come and they just, eat it alive. Could I make a nature check to see if this is just a normal thing, or even if this is some kind of weird, non-normal thing?
Sure, yeah, go ahead. Okay, yeah, you're pretty confident that this is not just like a rotten tree that fell over. There appears to be some sort of, unusual, possibly magical phenomenon going on.
Where did you say these trees came from?
Uh, this one was recently cut down. It actually was the first indicator that we got reports from. But there is more here. Observe this. And she walks over to another tree that's still standing, hasn't been cut down yet. and it kind of looks like there's a very vague image of like two eyes and possibly a mouth. Kind of looks like they've maybe been almost burned in a way. And there's kind of like these like faint wisps of smoke coming out of these spots in this tree.
Huh. I'm gonna get a little closer. I don't want to say I'm keeping. I'm not. I'm trying to keep my eye on her too, but I'm going to really inspect these like images to see if they're like man-made.
Okay. Let's see. Would there? Yeah. Why don't you roll? I guess your choice of say Arcana, occultism. I guess whatever your magic, your main magic skill would be.
I'm gonna use Arcana.
Probably Arcana would be the best in this situation.
There it is.
Boom.
That's what I want.
Okay. Yeah.
Arcane.
You're very confident that there is magic involved, but it looks like somebody casted magic on this tree rather than some sort of magic emanating from the tree.
Oh my goodness, that's one cursed tree. Are there more like this up in the groves?
We haven't quite gotten that far yet, but these were the first worrying signs that we saw, and we had to shut down immediately. Of course, we showed them to the foreman, and he agreed.
So you're a lumberjack then?
Oh no, I was educated at the University of Griffin,
Uh-huh.
and
And
I've
then,
taken a number of academy courses on the nature of curses and the occult.
some more book learned than street smarts. Okay.
Have you
So
read Liao's treatise on arborism and magic?
Yeah, have you, Elderberry?
You know what? I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lie about it.
Deception.
of course I have.
All right, let's see. I'll have her roll a perception.
That was the one with the with the
Space pirates.
That's the one about trees.
All right, let me
Deceptor.
see what your
Deceptor, Elderberry.
okay. She kind of narrows her eyes at you and she says, "Oh, you have you? Well, then you must also be familiar with Latronicus et al. And their seminal work, of course."
Uh-huh. Sure am. I'm still kind of confused. So you're not a lumberjack, but you were here after reading in the universities about lumberjacking. I'm really kind of confused.
I'm also.
No. I was educated at the University of Griffin.
Uh-huh.
I studied. I focused. My
Studied
concentration was
griffins.
in the nature of curses, as well as
Oh,
how
nature of
curses might
curses. That
affect
makes sense.
local forests, and
So
naturally, that led to my employment with the Forestry Service of Absalom.
where you may have cursed a tree. I mean, learned how to curse. No, you can identify curses.
Yes, exactly.
Very smart of you. I very impressed by the ability that you can to, read these curses, though rather mundane, for someone so educated as you. Is it just these two trees? Because I don't think that's a reason to get all hot and bothered.
Oh, like I said, these were the first we found. I'm still taking some samples and conducting my
Uh huh.
investigation.
Uh
We'll
huh.
have to mount an expedition deeper into the forest to see
Oh,
if there are
excellent.
more.
See, the mayor actually sent us up here to, take a look and see what's going on because we're very concerned about the town and the trees and curses that individuals could cast on trees.
Oh, of course, yes. This is all very extremely dangerous. We have to stop the work to protect the lumberjacks, those poor innocent souls.
Oh, yes, those poor innocent souls. I mean, it would just be awful if someone just killed a random lumberjack, because of a curse or even something falling on someone's head. You never know what could happen. Um, so, it sounds like you're going back into the woods, which is excellent. And I start walking away. I think we should mount an expedition right now, find our way deeper into the forest, and stop this at once. Someone as expertly trained as yourself.
Yes, that's true.
Let's go
Listen,
find that other fellow. What was his name?
oh
Aladin?
Alvin,
Alaran
yes,
Durnerich.
Alvin.
Alvin!
You could say he's the leader of our group, I
Oh,
suppose.
excellent. Well, I should be talking to him anyways, and I'm going to start walking towards him.
All right. She kind of watches you go, but doesn't do or say anything further.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually make my way back to Alvin.
Alvin!
Okay. So as you're approaching Alvin, let's go back to Cassim and Kevin. So what are you guys doing?
Don't look at me like that. Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty in situations like this.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay,
We just-
sorry. It's
We
all
just
right.
gotta say a little. We just gotta say a little prayer.
Oh, God, for God's sake. Fine. Make it quick, though.
Okay. And Kevin recites the prayer for Rasma as fast as he can. For Rasma, and then say Sea of Souls, and thank you for divine divinity. Amen.
Amen.
And dental.
Now help me throw this guy in a ditch.
Well, so you know what they say. It's never about if you're gonna get injured in the lumberjack business. It's just when and how bad.
Do they say that? Sure, they say that.
Yes, I've heard that from many people. And he
I've also
winks
heard
at you.
that.
Many
What was-
people.
What was that? What can I do to make you never do that again?
This is a common human gesture, is it not? Most creatures interact this
One
way.
eye.
Am I?
That's a slow blink. It's very unsettling.
He just like one eye, and the second one follows,
Really close.
just like a second later.
We're gonna have to cover up your ears. Can you undent that helmet? Maybe bang it out from the other side?
Might be a little loud.
Good point. We'll just say it was some kind of lumberjacking accident. All right. Put a little dirt on your
Exactly,
face.
because it's not about if you're gonna get injured, but when and how bad. Kevin's like smearing dirt all over his
It's probably best to get to the talking.
when and how bad.
All right, now here's the plan. We go in, we take a look around. Try not to talk to anybody if we don't have to. We're just going to see what's going on, and maybe if we see Elderberry in there, we can see what he's found out. Kevin,
Okay.
I need you to stay with me here.
Are you guys trying to dispose of the body in some way?
Yeah, we're gonna move it.
Yeah, we gotta get rid
We're
of
gonna
it.
move it, we're gonna move it down into this area. If we can find some loose brush.
Yeah. There's plenty of
Yeah.
loose brush you can
All right.
kind of like try to cover him up with.
Yeah, help me put this log on top of him. Make it look like an accident. Like he got naked and then got crushed by a tree. Damn it, we didn't really think this through.
Wait. What if we leave something incriminating to make it look like he's just there on his own?
Ah,
What
good
do you have in your
idea.
pockets?
I don't know, who has that sexy statue?
Oh, that's with Borbo.
Damn it.
Here, I have a thing of soap. We can make it look like he was washing up.
Okay, and I have this rope. No, that's no good.
How about just the soap, and you find a large log that has fallen onto his head?
Right. But you're going to need to help me lift it. I only have a strength of not very good.
Oh goodness. Sweet Pharasma.
All right, so we're going to set this guy down on the ground with a bar of soap in his hand,
Okay.
and kind of in this position, and then we're going to place a heavy and semi-large branch / log on his head where the hammer wound was.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
So you guys have a nice little
I have to
We
say,
no
scene set
longer have.
up.
this is pretty good. It's a shame that we're the only ones that saw what happened.
It's a shame that no one will ever know about this.
That's right. No one.
Let's see.
Wow.
Why don't we make this a?
Deception?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide deception or maybe performance check might
Performance.
be. Let's do performance. I
Oh,
think
okay, I
that
can do
will.
performance. I can do performance. Here we
Do we
go.
both have to roll?
If you
You
want to
don't.
try to, well, I guess one
You
of you
don't
can
get
roll and
this
one
or
of you can
anything
try
like
to
that.
assist.
Do you, I have a 0 on performance. Do you want me to assist?
Yeah. Why don't you assist me? Because I got a +10. Bam.
Okay.
Well, here, I'll give you the old razzle dazzle.
2 crew. Watch this.
All right, so Kevin, you're kind of doing the thing where like you're hovering around and like kind of like gesturing and moving stuff around, but you're not really helping that much.
More dirt on him. He was washing himself. That doesn't make any sense.
But Cassim, you feel like you
Oh.
kind of staged this pretty well.
Okay. Perfect. Nobody will be any the wiser.
Wow.
Now, we have to come up with some kind of background for you. Your name is...
Didn't you learn his name in your pleasantry conversation?
No! And I'm glad I didn't, because you immediately killed him!
It was an accident. I've never used this warhammer before.
That's fair. We probably should have thought of that before we came up with this plan.
I wanted to use the spiky ball. I wanted to use the
Okay.
The Morning Star.
I admit I am somewhat culpable in all this. But that's not the point right now. We need to come up with a name. Obviously, we don't know the poor bloke's name, so we'll have to make one up.
Well, you've lived here your whole life. What is your most common name in the area?
Clancy. I think. I met like 2 of them.
Is that okay? Two's good in a village of this size.
Right.
Is it a family name?
Okay, so you're Clancy now, and I'm Rick.
Wow.
You got that?
I think yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
I am very proficient at lying.
We are lumberjacks. You can't say things like proficient.
How does a lumberjack speak?
I'm good at lying. I'm downright handy at lying. Things like that.
Well, that feels like quite a stereotype.
Okay.
I don't imagine that every lumberjack is ill-educated.
I do, but that's not the point. I'll do the talking.
You're right. There's no time for debate here.
You
We
just
go in.
log.
We have to make sure that Elderberry is there. But what happens when he sees us and calls us out by our real names?
Shit. He'll definitely recognize you. Put more dirt on your face. We have to disguise you. What's
Kevin
the skill
scoops
to
up some
disguise?
mud and he like is
Deception?
smearing it in his long white hair.
Is that a deception skill to
helping?
disguise somebody?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to... Well, see, it's going to put my illusionary bonus on it, so I got to minus that off.
Illusionary bonus.
Hold on a second.
Here's for me rolling mud in my hair. 10.
So there's an action called impersonate under deception.
Yeah, Kevin, you can pretty successfully get some mud in your
Yeah.
hair and face.
Nice.
All right. Let's
Is
go.
this good enough? Is this
Yeah, that's
helping?
good. Yes. Just kind of look down, so it's harder for them to see your face. That's good. Look destitute, like you
I
landed
just imagine
yourself in
the
some-
helmet is like askew because it doesn't quite fit on my head with the dent in it. It's like one of my ears is sticking out, the other one's covered.
It'll have to do. Let's go. All right, and we're gonna go up into the camp and kind of mosey very casually.
Okay. Yeah, you guys make your way
In
into the
there.
camp. The camp's actually kind of loud. That looks like there's a card game that started up at the table. And a lot of lumberjacks are pretty interested either playing or making bets on the players. A lot of people have drinks and stuff, so it's starting to get a little rowdy actually. And you guys can walk in relatively unnoticed. Um, one guy kind of like notices you and he kind of like cocks his head, like doesn't quite recognize you, but he doesn't say anything.
I'm a lumberjack.
I,
I'm
I,
okay.
I kind of whisper behind my back, follow my lead. I'm gonna walk up to the table and I go, oi lads, got room for one more? My name's Rick. And I'm gonna roll a deception. My
All right.
bonus. God, I hope this works.
Kevin
Wow.
has not moved. He's just watching from a distance.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Fucking 30. Jesus.
okay,
Uh,
Rick.
Whatever, Rick, sit down.
there's actually a woman there, this really buff woman lumberjack, and she kind of looks at you and she says, "Rick, huh? Yeah, you must be new. Well, I'll deal you in." And
I'm gonna sit down at the table.
you are dealt into the game of cards.
All right.
Kevin, you notice as Cassim's kind of settling down to this game of cards. You notice Elderberry walking up towards Alvin in the background near the fire over here.
Nice. I would like to grab a beverage from wherever they're stationed and kind of stand back in this corner.
Okay. Yeah. So you can observe Cassim as he's settling down cards. So I think we'll then now switch back to Elderberry. So Elderberry, you're approaching Alvin, who's he's busted out a harmonica and has started playing on his harmonica.
Oh well, Alvin, very talented, my good sir. Do you know many songs?
Oh, I know a song or two. Let me see. And he starts playing this kind of this like bluesy da 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 da, da, and he goes. Let's see. I wrote up some brief lyrics here for him.
Let me just whip
Yes.
this out.
Let me
so,
just
he,
whip this out here.
I have been waiting for you to ask.
so he goes. Da 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 da. I've been working down in the mines. Da 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 da. Boss don't pay, my back is broke. Da 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 da. My baby done left me and my dog ran off. Da 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 da. Now all I have is lukewarm brew and my fishing pole. And then he busts out into like this bluesy riff on his harmonica.
Well, whoa! That, that is wow. Didn't think you'd find a musically inclined individual in the lumberyard. I stand corrected. Um, you know, I gotta say, those trees do look mighty cursed.
Oh yeah, it's real bad, ain't it? Well, hopefully we got here early and then we can stop things before they get worse.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind helping out. A curse could really just take over the whole countryside, and you know, turn some people bad. I would hate to see that happen.
Yeah, well, we'll see what Shasha comes up with. We have to. She's collecting some samples. We'll have to send them back to our main lab in Absalom, but hopefully we can maybe quarantine this area, clear out what's here, and kind of minimize the spread.
Well, I can't believe someone like Shasha would have to send anything away. She seems very knowledgeable, quite book smart. No common sense, but
Oh
she seems
yeah,
really smart.
she's very intelligent. Did she tell you she got her degree from the University of Griffin?
Yeah, about 4 times now.
Oh yeah, real respectable type place. Yeah, but of course we don't have all the equipment that we need. It's pretty heavy, hard to bring out, in such a mobile situation. So, even if she's got the expertise, the equipment's all back in the city to run them tests.
Well, that does in fact make a lot of sense. Uh, uh, does the University of Griffin sound at all familiar to me in my travels?
Yeah, actually. Well, let's see. Let's make it a roll.
Make it a roll. Society.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a
Society.
society check.
I'm really smart with society.
It's almost a critical failure.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you've heard of University of Griffin. Not much. Not much. You're not too familiar beyond that, but you've at least heard the name before.
Well, golly. Okay. Well, how often do you guys go up to this grove that's been cursed?
Oh well, we actually just got here a few days ago. She's still doing the preliminary tests and sample collection, but I'm sure we'll mount up, at least once we get the preliminary findings back from the university, we'll probably mount up a more extensive expedition here in
Hmm.
maybe a couple days. These things take time.
Well, of course. With a grove like this, clearly it's up in that direction. You said, and I kind of point in a
Up like
direction randomly.
northwest. Yeah, he goes, yeah, the main, the stuff down here, and he gestures to the southeast, has already been cut. The stuff up, and he points to the northwest, that's kind of where they're starting to work on right now. Of course, we had to stop the whole operation, unfortunately, but, that's the way things go.
Oh well, of course. I hope you don't mind, but it looks like there's some beverages over here, and I've got quite the amount of gold in my pocket. I probably could shine some help over here, and pay my way for a little bit if you don't mind me camping. I mean, it's getting a little late in the day. I hate to travel all the way back to town.
Oh, sure, yeah, help yourself to some drink. What a better way to pass the time when you can't do the work.
Well, I appreciate that. You're awfully uh, kind man for sewing with so many spurs. Uh, well, I'm sure we'll be talking soon, and I'm gonna start just moseying away in whatever direction I feel there's booze and people.
Okay, yeah, the most of the action seems to be centered around this table and kind of some of the tents off to the side here. You see there's a number of drinks set up over here by these crates. And why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check there, Elderberry?
Uh-oh.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a number of lumberjacks playing cards right there. And then you notice a very familiar looking individual hanging out by the crates and the beer. Uh, kind of looks like it could be Kevin with a bunch of mud smeared on his face.
Definitely not.
Uh,
Totally not.
there's a moment where Elderberry's like, "Well, I gotta fit in. I think I gotta." Oh. And I'm gonna grab a beverage and mosey on over in that direction.
All right, yeah.
And I'm gonna do it slyly. I'm gonna come out and go.
God,
So-
it just looks like Kevin with mud on his face.
You lumberjack here often?
Yes, my name is Clover.
Clover. That must be a family name there, Clover.
Yes,
wh-
there
what do you-
are at least two more of us in town.
That's
And I'm gonna be winking at you hard, but in the incompetent way that Kevin can do, which is with both eyes, slowly.
okay. Okay. I'm just gonna stop the bleeding. Kevin, I know it's you. I saw you from across the table, like about 30 feet away. I could tell it was you. But Clover it is. Clover, it's very nice to meet you. I'm Elderberry, and I wink back at Kevin.
Okay.
There's
If
some
we were-
shit going. Oh, wait, shush. We gotta be quiet. There's some shit going down here. We gotta find Cass and get the hell out of here.
Kevin slaps the beer that you have out of your hand.
Whoa!
Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, let me get that for you. And he squats down and he whispers in your ear. We were worried about you. Chasm's over there. He's going by the name of Rick.
Oh, he
or
looks like a Rick.
Ralph.
God damn, remember the
Cleated.
plan.
I don't remember. But he's over there at the cards. We have to get him and get out. The rest of us are waiting. And don't ask any questions about the blood on our hands. That was just there
Wait,
when
why
we-
are there blood on your hands?
that was there when we came in.
Oh my god, it's all over your face too. Is that mud
No,
and
that's just-
blood?
No, it's just I don't need to answer to you. So
I mean, that's
We're
fine.
getting-
You got your god thing, but that's
we got to get
Some-
out of here.
you want me to go get him?
Yeah, I think you'll draw less attention.
Oh, okay. What did you say his name was?
Rick or Ralph.
Rickor. Got it. And I'm gonna start
Rick-
walking over. Excuse me, Rickor. That's my seat.
Elderberry, you know when you totally walked past Cassim and did not recognize him at the table, but once Kevin pointed him out, then it became clear to you which one of them is Cassim.
And I shove you slightly.
Do I know you?
Well,
look
my
at
name
that
is
Capitula. I don't
Elderberry.
care what your name is. Get out of here, you green little snot.
Oh, that's kind of. Wait a minute.
Like,
There's
Actions
nothing
on you,
there.
Rick. Are you betting? Are you in or you out?
I'm in.
He's
I'm always in, because I'm
he's a-
Rick.
he's a bad gambler. Don't take his money. Don't
I
take your
don't
money.
know you. How many times do I have to say I don't know you? Get
Well,
out of
that's
here.
that's what he always says. He's
Who
got
let this
kinda-
weird little fellow into the camp?
He's got that brain damage. The mayor sent me to bring you back.
What's the pot? I'm in.
Where's the pot?
The pot's 5 gold, but I'm raising it to 10.
Oh, I have 10 gold.
And I throw 10 gold on the counter.
Hey, no splashing the pot from outside.
Yeah,
Oh.
no splashing the pot. I'm going to try to sleight of hand this 10 gold. And put it out as my own.
Yeah, roll a deception check.
Alright.
I mean, just get rid of the only money I have. Remove coin.
Oh no!
Amazing. Hero point?
Yeah, hero point for
All
sure.
right.
Ugh.
2 natural ones. Come on.
God damn it!
Yes!
Yeah!
Convenient gold!
All right, so yeah,
Instead of grabbing the gold, I go, Elderberry, get out of here, you asshole! I mean, give.
Elderberry, you know this little fellow?
I'm Elderberry.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn over the table.
Hey, what the hell? Grab the gold, and then there's like a whole swarm of action. Some people are trying to just jumping up and exclaiming. A bunch of people are just like fumbling to grab as much gold as they can. That's been spilled all over the grass.
I'm gonna book it. I'm gonna dash.
All right. So Cassim, you're booking it out of the camp. Kevin and Elderberry, what are you guys doing?
I am going to immediately become a giant deer and run away.
Okay.
The jig is up. We gotta go.
Andy and Rachel are gonna be so proud of us.
Kevin, you weren't directly involved with any of this, so these two are booking it. But the lumberjacks, half of them are kind of scrambling for gold, half of them are kind of like chasing after these guys. Nobody seems to be paying attention to you, at least at the moment. What do you want to do?
What's Alvin and Scratch? No.
Fist.
And scratch.
You just miss it all over
What
the
is
place,
it?
Kevin.
It's just not going well with names today. Clover wants to look over and see see what they're up to at a quick glance before making any moves.
All right. So Alvin's kind of like just watching this, exchange between the lumberjacks. And he kind of like looks over at Fist with like this, can you believe this shit? Like, expression on his face. And Fist is just kind of passively watching everything, still sitting cross-legged on his tree stump.
Okay. I'm just gonna start shouting. Oh, what a mess! I'll go get a mop and very as slow as I possibly can walk to the fence, and then I want to book it back to
All right.
Sure.
So yeah, I'd say about half the lumberjacks are, fighting over this spilled table and the spilled gold. Half of them were kind of chasing the two elderberry and Cassim out of the camp, but they're not able to keep up. And those guys are, are already out of the camp. So Kevin, you can kind of just sneak right on past out of the fence, and nobody seems any the wiser.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna scoop you up and carry you out, Castle.
Scoop. They're scooping me. Oh yeah, that's right. You're a deer.
I'm a deer and I run 50 feet a minute or second or whatever it is.
Okay. I think we lost them. Put me down.
You're stuck in my antlers at the moment.
Are you in velvet?
I'm gonna run this away.
Kevin, why don't you roll me a perception check while these two are kind of running around and circling back to where
I want to go through this tent. I forget how to fucking do whatever, but this big tent beside where we were, I want to charge through that. I want to make a mess.
Okay. All right, 1 second. So Kevin, you're kind of like slowly, making your way out of the camp, and you look back and you see that Shasha and Alvin have kind of come together at the far end and appear to be discussing something with each other. And actually, Fist kind of stands up from his stump and kind of goes over. And he doesn't appear to, he's not talking with them, but he appears to be listening to the two of them and their discussion. So you notice this. So
Interesting.
Abe, what did you want to do?
Oh, I just want to charge with Kevin through that tent that's nearby. I'm just making a mess as we go out.
As you go out. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So you ram into the tent with your antlers and pull it out of its moorings. And I'm assuming you're kind of trying to discard it some way, along the way.
Yeah, I feel like part of the tent is now being dragged behind us, and it only lasts for a minute.
Okay.
And I'm gonna basically run until it transforms back, and then Chasm's gonna be.
Oh shit! Did you see that? That was amazing.
Ow! I'll take my hat of disguise off so I get to dispel the disguise.
Wait, why are you covered in blood too? What happened?
I fell.
We came in that way.
I'm always covered in blood.
So.
I'm sorry. You bathe regularly?
You bathe regularly.
Actually, never.
That could have gone better. I'm just going to say it. That could have gone better.
Wait, that wasn't the plan?
That being said, it could have gone a lot worse.
Definitely could have gone worse.
At least nobody died, right?
Right. So what did we find out?
Okay, here's what I know. Also, should we just be standing here in the middle of the road?
No. Let's go back to the Rowdy Rockfish. I think that's better.
So the lumber camp's maybe like an hour or two away from the city.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll just walk off and set up.
Yeah,
camp
I want to be close enough, but far enough away.
Yep. Yeah, you guys can set up. I don't know, maybe like a quarter mile or a half mile away from the camp if you want.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, here's what I found out. There's Shasha, who is clearly cursed the land. I'm just assuming. There's Fist.
That's a very bold assumption.
Well, if you would have met her, you would have known too. She said things like, "Look, it's a curse."
Did she say it like that?
What if?
Yeah, it was really kind of annoying.
Like she's
And then
just,
she'd be
I
like,
suppose
"Look."
she could have just been identifying it.
No,
As a
no one
curse.
identifies a curse like that. Look, there's
Well,
a
how do you-
curse.
How do you identify a curse?
It's more mocking every time you do it. Did she really sound that way?
Yeah, it was very much like, "Oh my god, there's a curse."
Ellsbury, I'm not trying to say anything about your intentions, but are you sure you just didn't maybe are misjudging her because you just like don't like her?
I
As a
clearly
person?
didn't like her.
Or do you
Her
really think that
leather
she's-
outfit with her swashing blue streak all the time. Look, all I'm saying
well,
is,
of course, none of this could be personal.
well, no,
Well,
I mean,
hear him out. It's possible
all of
that
these
we've got
people are
some kind of-
evil because they cut down trees, but I'm looking past it.
Oh, okay.
But here's, let me transform out of my deer form. There we go. So I think, and I'm never wrong, maybe, that the three of them are being paid or doing something even worse to curse this land. I don't know what's up with that Fist guy. He didn't say anything. When I talked to him in Druidic, he didn't give a shit. And then she went to some school. I don't know. Like, that's important. But then there's a whole bunch of bugs, and someone definitely cast some sort of spell on that tree to make it look like it had eyeballs.
Are you suggesting that this is some sort of
Ruse!
sabotage? Perhaps espionage of some kind?
I don't know what that means, but yes.
Eco-terrorism.
Eco-terrorism. I like it. Well, the mayor did mention that. Who's the company? The lumbering company?
So there's Otari has 3 different companies operated by 3 different groups, but they all kind of work out of the same area.
And that's their main income, Atari's main income, right? It's
yeah,
lumber.
The lumber industry is their main income, and then
Yep.
kind of supplemented by fishing and
Yep.
water activities.
This sounds like a political hit of some kind.
Uh-huh.
Trying to shut down the income for Atari for some reason.
Well,
I'm
isn't the...
surprised lumberjacks aren't on strike.
I agree.
Although that boss seems to really have a heart for the working man. Did you hear that song? It was surprisingly incredible.
It was
Very
really
soulful.
touching.
Very soulful.
He sympathizes with the plight of the working commons.
Yeah, but he
Something
seemed
to
very
bring up, though.
fancy. That's all I'm saying. So I have an idea. I don't want to say it's a plan, but I have an idea.
Go on.
What if I run in there as a cat, and then I become a tree, and I listen? You know?
You start as a cat.
Uh huh. Well, I don't want to wander back in
Come
there
on.
as me.
Tree?
But
Now-
yeah,
Hold on, this Shasha, is that how you say it?
yeah, it's more like
You said she was an expert in the trees? Or
well, that's what
cursing?
she claims. I think she's more of an expert in curses. That's what she said she studied at the School of Griffin.
I'm not doubting your plan. Your plan's not bad, but
That's a good
would
plan.
she
I
be
can't
able
do
to
it for a day.
recognize? Would she be able to recognize you being a tree?
I mean, you see me as a tree. Did you recognize me as a tree?
Yes, because I saw you turn into a tree.
Well, I feel like that's cheating.
I
Just
suppose.
pretend you did see me become a tree. Would you
Could
have known
they-
I was a tree?
Perhaps detect magic.
Ah, yes, a very common spell.
Do they feel like they're, adept? If she
They
went
may
to
be-
some sort of college, did you say the Griffin College?
Yeah, apparently, whatever the hell that is.
Do I know the
Yeah.
Griffin College?
Yeah. Can we recall
Yeah, roll a
knowledge on that?
society check. Both of you.
Oh, I'm
you
so
want-
social.
Society.
Hmm.
Society.
Okay. Yeah, actually, both of you have heard of the University of Griffin. It's actually not one of the most reputable schools. It's a correspondence school mostly.
So it's like a community college for wizards.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
Nice.
Hmm. What is it like? All kinds of magical schooling, or is it something specific? Like, do
Yeah,
they
there's a
focus
certain
in any
school of magic.
particular area?
No, they offer courses in a wide range of subjects, all magically oriented.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically like a correspondence school. Um,
Well, she can't be that good if she went to Griffin College.
That's what I was saying.
Me, I'm more of a self-learner.
Yeah, common sense goes a long
That's
way.
right. Innate ability.
A what?
Wizards are a bunch of nerds. That's what I was trying to say. So, I like your
I
idea
learned
a
from the
little.
winds.
That's nice, Kevin.
Wait, is it still Clover? They went by Clover in the camp.
Clover? I told you Clancy. Where did you get Clover?
I'm not gonna lie. I immediately forgot everything you said as soon as you said it.
That's it, Kevin. We're not doing any kind of disguise shenanigans with you ever again. Put on.
I'm sorry. I was not the one who had my cover blown. Speaking of which, they're waiting for me back in there. I said I was going to get a mop.
I don't think they're actually going to care if you don't return with a mop.
What are you going to do with a mop?
Wow.
Yeah, what are you going to
Wow.
do with a mop? It's outside. Why didn't you say a broom or something that made sense?
Well, no,
there's
I
a
think
lot of-
mop is a lot of liquid.
There's a lot of spilt beer. When you flipped the table.
Listen, I had a lapse in my disguise and then had to get out of there quickly. That was the only thing I could think of at the time.
Well, at least Clover stayed in character the whole time. He strokes his mud-covered hair. It's fine. It's fine. We've got the information we need. We're gonna send Elderberry back in.
I mean, I
with
could.
two different
Perhaps.
disguises.
I mean, full disclosure, I need to, maybe take a rest before I do that, but I could do it.
What
Also, they
happened if-
pointed out where the grove is. It's that way.
Well, maybe we should check that out first.
It's kind of through the camp, though. We'd have to go around it.
You guys could, if you wanted to get to like where the lumberjacks were cutting, you could kind of do like a circuitous route. It would take you a little longer to get there, but you could do it without going through the camp.
So maybe we do that.
That sounds easy, safe, stable.
I could use a few more steps.
Are you counting them? Are you tracking your steps? It's kind of weird.
Try to. I'm
How
trying
many
to stay
steps
in
are
shape.
you up to right now? 4?
Listen, I don't have to tell you how many steps I've gone today. Just know that
Just
it's a lot.
Uh-huh. So,
Check out the grove first. See what kind of curse we're dealing with.
Which direction do we have to walk in?
that way?
Is it like where near the body, Chris? Or is it like opposite direction?
The what? I don't know what you're talking about.
So you guys, I guess, kind of like ran out of the southwest here.
Yep.
And I'll say you kind of continued around there. Maybe like looped. Let's see. All right, let's do evens. You went to the east. Odds. You went to the west. Oh, it'd have to be private GM roll, but okay. So evens. All right. So you guys kind of ran to the southwest, and then trying to ditch the lumberjacks. You kind of circled around and ended up going southeast. So now you're more kind of like straight south of the camp. And if you want to get to the grove in the northwest, kind of beyond the map, probably the fastest way would be kind of circling around, going like clockwise.
Okay, yeah.
That
I
was
know.
it.
Yeah,
And the body is relatively close to the camp. so you probably won't run into it if you're trying to avoid the camp itself.
We don't know anything about a body.
I mean,
No.
It was a unfortunate accident that happened. Tragic, really.
Man, that smell
any
over there.
alleged body.
Alleged body.
Wink, wink.
Allegedly.
Okay, yeah. So you guys can. It'll take you maybe like say 30 minutes to an hour of kind of trudging through the woods, but you can
Yep.
kind of circle your way clockwise around and make a wide berth of the lumber camp and arrive at the grove, where it seems like the active cutting was taking place.
All right.
I think that is a good idea.
Is there anybody at this group? Is there actively lumberjacking happening here?
No,
I guess it would be stopped.
It
Yeah.
is completely stopped. There is nobody hanging around here.
Well, Elderberry, how good are you at identifying curses?
Um,
How good
Good.
am I at identifying curses? Let's find out.
Let's do it together. Like when we identify items.
All right, let's see here. I want to. Do I have detect magic? I have detect magic, right? Yeah. I'm going to detect magic and see if I can figure out which trees are cursed.
Okay. Yeah. So do you just want to like randomly run around and test a bunch of different trees?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of place a 30-foot emanation and see which trees ping.
Okay. Yeah. So you do it a number of times. Takes you about like 10, 15 minutes, and you're pinging off this detect magic. And you actually do not detect any magic whatsoever.
You figured that if these trees were cursed, there'd be some magic involved. But I can't find anything.
That's because I think it's a lie, a ruse.
A ruse, you say? You think these trees aren't cursed at all?
No, I don't know what they're up to, but Sasha, I think they're just doing something. Maybe just try to what it does to say, cut down the money.
Cut off the influx of cash to Atari.
Uh-huh.
Shut it down for good. Political rivals, maybe?
I don't know what that means, but probably.
Why keep all of the lumberjacks around if they've been out of work under this curse?
Good question.
Well, I mean, if someone sent them all home, that would be really suspicious. Maybe.
So they can't quite furlough them yet, but if they're really planning to do some damage, wouldn't they they'll eventually have to be sent home because they'll be shutting down this camp for goodsies.
Well, I think if they shut it down for goodsies, they would have to send even more people to investigate.
True.
So it seems like this may directly affect Mayor. What was his last name? Menheims?
Menhems, yeah, Mayor
Menhems?
Menhems.
Who would want Mayor Menhems out of office?
Wasn't
Other than that surly blacksmith with a chip on his shoulder, kicking random good-faring citizens out of his shop? That guy's an asshole.
I feel like we're remembering this differently.
But who else? Somebody in Absalom, perhaps? Somebody with connections.
Could be.
And then the question is, how do we rate this situation?
Well, we always have this. And Kevin pulls out the warhammer, taps it in his hand.
I suppose that is an option. A very last resort, if you will.
You're right. We should try to resolve this conflict peacefully,
Or
diplomatically.
Now I wonder.
It's probably coming up at about let's say noon, noontime, just in terms of time of day.
Noon
I
30.
think,
Noon
I think we
30.
need more information. We need to know why this ruse is being put into place. We need to know under whose orders this is going. So we need a who, a why. We don't really need a what if this is a ruse. We know
Trees.
where.
Elderberry, did you mention something about saying something about like um the occult?
Um,
Didn't you mention? Did you mention something about that? But I can't remember what it was.
I definitely remember her talking about curses, which I thought was interesting. She kept bringing up curses in that school of hers. Um, I don't know. I did like her. Um, and then when I saw that tree, I knew there was hijinks going on.
I trust your instinct. Let's take a look around here, see if we can scrounge up any clues, gang. Then we'll head back and follow through with your plan, Elderberry. But
Wait,
perhaps you could
what's?
just stay as a cat the whole time, because cats sneak really well.
Well,
You just
okay. So full
hang out.
disclosure, I can only become an animal for 1 whole minute.
Oh,
That's the whole
hence
running
that's
in
why you
there,
want to
and
turn into a tree. I see.
you know, but I could become any kind of tree, like a fallen over log, if I wanted.
Okay, I was going to ask, wouldn't they be a little suspicious if a random tree just appeared in the middle of the camp? But if you could become a log, that might work.
Uh huh.
Hmm. All right, I'm gonna search the grove, see if there's any
Okay.
kind of clues as to what kind of tomfoolery is going on in here.
Anything specific you're looking for, or just anything's out of
Hmm.
place?
Yeah, I guess anything that's out of place. I'll look for any kind of tampering to the trees to make something look convincing, or anything else that's out of place. I'm not sure. Anything
Okay.
else you guys can think of that we should be looking for here?
I am looking for some kind of like hidden settlement or something, like some reason they shut it down, like a cave or anything.
Okay. Why don't you
Roll
guys go ahead? I guess perception checks would probably be the most applicable for this.
I
mine.
will roll it.
All right, so Kasim, you're kind of searching around, and it takes you a while, but you do find something unusual. Why don't you go and roll an Arcana check?
Hmm. Fuck. 2.
Very close.
All right, I got
You've got
12 overall.
things.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use another
All
hero
right,
point.
use hero point.
One more hero point.
This is the first time I haven't used any.
Alright, that's
Oh,
better.
see, that's better.
Okay. So yeah, you find there's looks like a freshly cut tree. Still has all the foliage and stuff on it. Hasn't quite been trimmed yet. And you find what looks like to be some latent magical energy sitting in the trunk of the tree. It almost looks like it's I guess how to describe it. Yeah, like some latent magical energy that's waiting to be triggered. Sitting kind of like it's within the trunk of this tree.
Do
Um,
I think I could trigger it?
um, you could, I guess, you could try to like expend either a cantrip or a spell slot and try to like trigger it with a spell.
Let me see here. Okay, so elderberry. There's something
Yeah.
here. Some kind of magic
Uh
laying in
huh.
wait. I may try to.
Surprise!
I may
That
try
didn't
to
do anything.
trigger it.
Do you
Do you have any
want me to?
suggestions before I try?
Yeah. Let me walk away from you.
All right, stand back.
Wait, you're just. What are you? What are you gonna do?
There's some kind of magic in here. Something that's waiting to be triggered. I don't know if it's a trap or some other kind of energy that's stored in here. I'm going to try to release it.
Yep, this is a great plan. And I slowly back away.
I'll back up about 30 feet,
Okay.
and then I'm going to zap it with a phase bolt.
Okay.
How far are we from the camp?
You guys are also maybe like 1,000 feet away from the camp.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, okay, you blast it with the phase bolt, and as soon as the phase bolt hits the tree, the center of the trunk of the tree just kind of like explodes, and all of these this like smoke shoots out, and a bunch of kind of like funny looking lights kind of emerge and coloring this smoke. It's all very elaborate. Looks kind of spooky. But
What the nine
otherwise,
hells?
nothing else seems to happen. Just kind of like a light and smoke show. Kevin and Elderberry, you guys are like searching around. You don't see any sort of like hidden like cave entrances or villages or anything of that nature.
Huh. This is
You do
interesting.
notice that the normal woodland sounds of like birds and animals and stuff seems to be present.
Uh, are there trees that have not been chopped down yet?
Yeah,
Still
you guys
standing
are
trees.
kind of at the edge of the active cutting site. So there's the forest ahead of you, and then there's a number of trees that were kind of like in the process of being cut up that were already cut down, and then behind you is kind of more of the stumps.
Okay. I want to climb one of the standing trees and
Okay.
take a look out back towards the camp and also further into the city.
Okay. Why don't you roll an athletics check?
Two crew.
I'm
You
gonna
want to
hero point that
hear
one.
point? Yeah.
Yeah, hero point. Hero pointed out. All right.
Moderately
Okay.
better.
Moderately better.
All right. So you can at least get to kind of like the lower level of the branches that are. You can't quite climb up. I can say maybe you can get to like the halfway point on the tree rather than the top. It gives you like a
Okay.
decent view of the camp, the lumber camp, and then looking into the forest, your vision is pretty well blocked by a lot of the foliage, so you can't see too far. But you can kind of see back into the camp. Decent. Seems like the activity is kind of calmed down. People are still milling around. And a group of people are trying to repitch the tent that got knocked off. uh, but and some other people are kind of just like running around. Maybe a handful are like around the periphery searching for you guys. But things generally seem to have kind of calmed down.
I'll shimmy back down the tree. Looks pretty normal up and around there. Although I don't think you guys will be able to show your faces.
Huh. Well, good thing I was a deer. So I want to look around and see if there's any squirrels about.
Sure, yeah, you can easily find some squirrels.
And the
I'm gonna
most
pull.
intelligent one you can find.
I want to. I'm looking for one with glasses. And I'm gonna use my ancestry feat. Because I can talk to critters that burrow, like a ground squirrel or mole.
Okay.
And I can use my diplomacy skill to try to
Okay.
talk to them. And I get a little bit of
Squeak.
my rations,
Squeaking.
and I'm squeaking, squeakity squeak. I can.
All right, yeah, you find a ground squirrel and kind of like lure it over with some of your rations, and it hops over and starts squeaking back to you.
I can ask questions or receive answers from and use the diplomacy skill. The GM decides which animals count for this ability. Yeah, I'm just simply trying to get, like,
Squeak, squeak.
No, I want to
squeak.
hear you talk to the
Squeak,
squirrel.
squeak, squeak. Squeak.
which is basically like, where did all the men go?
So it tells you that squeak 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 squeak
Oh,
squeak.
squeak.
Good.
It tells you that there was all these people here, cutting down their trees and their homes and stuff, and then a couple days ago they suddenly stopped and went away. And the
Uh,
squirrel is very happy that they've stopped cutting the trees.
oh, me too. I mean, squeak, 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 squeak.
I tell him, me too. Save the queen. Save the trees. And did they look? Did the men look scared when they left, or did they just leave?
Yeah, the squirrel says some of them looked frightened, and others looked, annoyed or determined.
I dump out like a whole day of rations.
I
Okay,
appreciate it.
it starts shoving all of it into its cheeks.
Oh, look at this little guy.
Let me take away one thing of rations. Um, yeah, and I tell the party that
Well, you see this little guy over here. Use one ration. Thank you. He said that some of the people left. They looked a little scared. Others looked determined. He also, like myself, feel very happy they've stopped cutting down. Do we really want to help these people?
Well, that's a good question. I feel like we need to figure out what the fuck is going on here.
What the fuck indeed?
Then we can determine what we want to do about it.
Well, clearly someone laid a trap for someone to hit and make it look scary.
Yes, a lot of smoke and pizzazz. Something meant to shock somebody. But
So, do we lay in wait, or do we go back and tell the mayor that there's some things afoot?
I think, again, we should find some more information because we may be being played on both sides.
Like
Perhaps
a
we should
fiddle.
wait till night and see if we can sneak into the camp to overhear anything.
Oh, that's smart. Um, yeah.
Okay, yeah. If you guys,
Perhaps
if
then
that's
you can put your cat to tree plan into action.
Um, yes. I'm gonna need to sleep though before that, but yes.
I think you guys slept before you came out here, so you should have all of your
Yeah.
on rest ability, a full complement of your spells and abilities and stuff.
Yep.
I already picked my spells.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I see. You don't have it available.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went full
That's the
healing.
issue. Okay. Yeah. So if that's the way you guys want to go, you can easily pass the time until evening or nighttime.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in my stealthing. If we know
Kevin,
what they were staying in.
Clover feels great about it.
So we're gonna rest before then,
Depends
or
how
are we
much
just
time
going
we
in?
have.
Yeah, I guess there'll be enough time. You guys can rest if you want, and rearrange your spells.
Yeah.
All right then. I'm doing that right now.
Just
All
some
right, I'm gonna
utility
go
spells.
use the bathroom while you guys
Yep.
figure out your spells.
Oh, I'm gonna click rest so I get them back. Yeah.
Rest it up.
I could cast darkness for 1 minute.
At night
Well, it's like a magical darkness.
might be
Something
extra
better.
dark.
Yeah, but I feel like Magic Lady would know what was happening.
Yeah, she went to a college.
You can call it that. Yeah, I think we should rely on good old-fashioned sneakery, and then if we get in a real pickle, we can use some of your utility spells to get us out. Who's the best sneaker?
Sneaky.
I think I'm
Snuck.
like a 7.
Okay, let me see.
I'm a 6.
I am a 1, so it's not me. Now, do you have any spells that can make you sneakier, Abe or Kevin?
Let me see here. I'm gonna put tree shape. Where's my spells? Spell. I mean, I
Kevin,
could
you
become a
get to-
cat.
Claire, you get to rearrange your spells too, right?
Oh, I do not have a +7. I have a +2 on stealth.
Plus
Oh
2.
my god. Ooh.
I was well overestimating that.
I can make an
So
obscuring mist.
I probably don't need water breathing.
I don't think you'll need water breathing. Well, I don't know. The way the night's gone, maybe.
I can change my appearance for 10 minutes in a humanoid form. I can make myself a human, or an orc, or a lizard folk.
I can disguise myself again after a rest with my hat, because I'm gonna do it once per day. I also have my ventriloquist ring. So I could try to impersonate somebody if we needed to.
I'll also say, ask you guys, I guess, do you wanna keep going with you three, or do you wanna wait until next week?
Yeah, we might want to wait and just put it up to the rest of the party to plan, because our
No,
planning hasn't gone super well.
I don't mean this as like an ominous GM message, but just
But
like, you know,
you should.
Right.
no, just a genuine, like, you know, player question. Do you guys want to, you know, finish up next time, or keep going? I'm honestly fine either way.
I feel like it's a good point to move forward with next week
Yeah. That
Okay.
way
because it feels like a natural pause.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was
we
asking.
found some stuff out.
Okay.
And now we just need to find more out.
Yeah, you guys got some good initial clues and some good hypotheses about what's going on, and just need to follow up with your nighttime endeavors.
Good.
Okay.
So
If there's anything else you want to wrap up before we stop, that sounds good. Otherwise, we can call a night and pick up next week.
So I took humanoid form, tree shape, animal form, charm, and 2 heals, because you know might need that.
Claire has
What if somebody gets
water
injured
breathing.
and potentially dies?
It's probably gonna be fine. I have stabilize.
I've stabilized.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got guidance and stabilize. I've got scatter spree, known direction, and gouging claws. Not to mention, I have deafness because of my staff.
Is there anything else you can switch out with stabilize? Because if Claire has stabilize, and then you also have the ability to stabilize people with medicine checks, is there something else that we could use in that spell slot?
I got detect magic.
I have
Stabilize
detect
sprout,
magic.
I
sigil.
also have detect magic.
Yep. Detect magic.
I can protect my companion.
You think we'll need bullhorn?
Oh man, if we had a badger, this would be so much easier.
Right? Well, then I could talk to. Oh man. Alright, Guinan, Ceiling Plaster.
Bullhorn. Okay, that one.
I've been wanting to use this for so long.
That one could come in handy. I don't know what for, but
That's what I keep saying.
Please disperse.
please disperse. Please disperse.
Yeah, you know what? We're taking it. We use that instead of detect magic.
It's gonna come in clutch. I know it is.
I took Tanglefoot. Ooh.
Please disperse. Oh man, those movies are so good. There's nothing to see here.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
All right, you're set with your spell lists.
Yep.